Hello. Today's lecture is on the organization of the United States Constitution. Before we start, just make sure that you have a blank piece of paper and something to write with. What we're going to do is we're going to build a graphic organizer as we go through the quick lecture. Before we start the graphic organizer, though, just some very basic background knowledge for you. The Constitution is the rules, the guidelines for our country, how we run our government. It was created at a meeting called the Constitutional Convention, which took place in Philadelphia in the year 1787. There were 55 delegates, 55 people there, you can see in the picture, from all of the 13 states. George Washington was elected president of the delegation, and they worked all throughout the summer, and they finished it and signed it on September 17th, 1787. The document was then sent to all 13 states, and they had to each vote and ratify it, approve it, and when 9 states approved it, it became law. But eventually all 13 did approve it. And the Constitution is the government, is the rules, is how we run our show. So we have a piece of paper. Go ahead and turn it sideways for me. The title of our piece of paper, our graphic organizer, is The Organization of the United States Constitution. So I'll go ahead and let you guys fill that in. When you're done, you might want to pause it. Go ahead and divide your paper into 3 sections. And I kind of did it where the middle section here is the biggest, a little less room on the sides. Basically, our Constitution is divided into 3 parts. The first part is called the preamble. It's kind of like the introduction. The second part is called the articles. It is kind of like, think of it as like chapters in a book, the main part of the Constitution. And then at the end, we have the things that we have added or changed. We call these the amendments. So these are the 3 parts of our Constitution: the preamble, the articles, and the amendments. The preamble is sort of like the introduction. It is very short. It is only one rather long sentence. But the first 3 words are very famous: we the people. The Constitution starts off, we the people, because in our country we have popular sovereignty. The people are in charge of the government. The people made this, and the people are running the show. Basically what the preamble does is kind of sets out the goals, why we have our Constitution, why we have our government. Things that are mentioned are justice, common defense, basically take care of each other, liberty, and welfare. We want to make sure that our people are well and that they are protected, they're free, and we have a country based with justice. So the preamble is the introduction, we the people, and here is what we stand for. The second section, the main part of the Constitution, is the articles. And there are actually 7 articles, and each one has a different topic. Think of it as different chapter in a book. The first 3 are the most important. We'll spend the most time with those, but there are 7 in total. I'm only going to talk about 6 of them, though. 7th we don't really need to know about. The first article outlines the legislative branch. It talks about the rules for Congress, for the House of Representatives, for the Senate. The second article is all about the executive branch. It is everything having to do with the president and vice president. And the third is the judicial branch, our court system. And basically, when we make our flashcards and we have all the different roles and all the different qualifications, all of those flashcards come from the first 3 articles. Article 4 is all about federalism, how the states are part of our country and how we have a national government and a state government, that they share the powers of governing. The 5th article is all about how we can amend our Constitution. Remember, we can change it or add things. That's why we call it a living document. And Article 6 is about the supremacy of the national government. Basically, even though we have national and state governments, the national government is a little bit above a little bit more important than the state governments. The last article, Article 7, was just about ratification, how they approved the Constitution way back in 1789. The last part of our Constitution are the amendments, the things that we have added over the years. First thing to know is there are now currently 27 amendments. One day there will be more, but 27 is where we're at now. Amendments 1 through 10 are known as the Bill of Rights. And we'll get into the amendments a lot next unit. We'll talk about all the different freedoms that we have, all the different rights that have been added throughout the years. But the important concept is that our Constitution is a living document, which means even though it's old, we created it 200-something years ago, it is still alive. It's still growing. It's still changing. We can add things. We can make changes to meet our modern society. So just a quick recap, the Constitution of the United States is divided into 3 parts: the preamble, the articles, and the amendments. The preamble sets the goals for the Constitution, why we wrote it. The articles outline the 3 branches. They talk about the role of the states, how we change the government. This is the real nuts and bolts of our government, how we run it. And then the amendments are the things that we have added or changed over the years. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you bring these notes back to class, and have a good night.